Did you know competitive Beyblade is played with a deck of 3 Beyblades? Watching the anime and seeing how the characters usually only have one Beyblade may make you think otherwise, but in real life, most tournaments will require you to have 3 Beyblades with no repeating parts. The Beyblade X deck set is a great way to get into Beyblade and have a deck ready to go right out of the box. But which are the best, you say? Well, don't worry, my rotating reptilians, because I, your Canadian Beyblade boy ZB, have come up with the list of the top 5 best Beyblade X deck sets as of 2024. At number 5, we have the Phoenix Rudder deck set, which comes with Phoenix Rudder 970 Glide, Sphinx Cowl 180 Gear Flat, and Wyvern Gale 260 Spike. The first standout part from this set is the eye-catching Phoenix Rudder blade. This stamina-type right-spin blade had a lot of hype around it because it's the evolution of Phoenix Wing, which is a blade that's still considered top-tier to this very day. Unfortunately, Phoenix Rudder quickly dropped into the underrated category since many disregarded it due to it not reaching the same level of competitive viability as Phoenix Wing. That being said, because of its shape, it actually performs kind of like a worn-down attack-type blade, so rather than it being used in stamina combos, it has actually saw some success in balance-type combos, using the taper and hexa bit. Phoenix Rudder also comes with the 970 Ratchet, which is the most competitively successful Ratchet to come in this set. 970 gives you the great stamina and burst resistance of 960, but in a taller form. And with there being more combos coming out that work great in taller Ratchets, 970 has actually gotten more use over time. It is a very popular Ratchet to use with combos that want to be taller than their opponent to destabilize them like Silverwolf. As of right now, the 970 Ratchet is exclusive to the Phoenix Rudder deck set, making this set more valuable to get. And the last part of Phoenix Rudder is the Glide bit, which is a high stamina bit that is prone to bursting, finding a niche in spin-stealing combos with Cobalt Dragoon. That being said, it has been outclassed by the Elevate bit, which does what Glide does with Cobalt Dragoon, but with more burst resistance and consistency. Though with Elevate being a random booster prize part, Glide still may serve some use. The cool thing about this set is that it gives us 2 other blades that were once locked behind random booster prizes, that being the Wyvern Gale blade, which is a high stamina blade that is vulnerable to bursting, and Sphinx Cowl, which is a defense type blade that actually works better in attack type combos due to its shape. The final part of note in this set is the Gear Flat bit, which while not a typical part used in attack combos, it being one of the fastest bits in the game makes it deadly in the first few moments of the battle. At number 4, we have the original 3-on-3 deck set. Looking back at this set, it's actually pretty surprising they gave us pretty solid combos for each Beyblade right out of the box. Hell Scythe 380 Ball was a great stamina type combo, Wizard Arrow 460 Needle was a solid defense combo, and Night Shield 480 Taper was a pretty good mobile defense type combo. Really, the only sin of this set is that it's pretty old, but I'm not really going to fault it for being a victim of power creep. These combos should do well in a limited or Hasbro format. But even then, Hell Scythe is still doing well in stamina type combos, with its high stamina and ability to hit hard, and Night Shield with defense combos due to its anti-attack capabilities. The Ratchets do take a bigger hit with the power creep, but 380 isn't the worst to have. What still retains its relevance are the bits included, specifically Ball, which is still the go-to stamina bit for competitive Beyblade X, and Taper, which is a very strong attack-leaning balanced bit. Plus, with this deck set being pretty old, I can imagine that it's more likely to be on sale. At number 3, we have the Hell's Chain deck set, which comes with Hell's Chain 560 High Taper, Night Lance 360 Low Flat, and Wizard Arrow 480 Needle. To be honest, I didn't know Wizard Arrow on Needle was used twice as a combo for a deck set. What are the odds? At the time of its release, Wizard Arrow on Needle would have been a solid high burst resistance combo, and while it can still do okay, attack types are just getting heavier, making the niche attack type Wizard Arrow combos more popular to use these days. But what is more exciting from this set are the other two Beyblades. The Hell's Chain Blade is the evolution of Hell Scythe, and while not as popular, I would say when it comes to stationary combos, it's pretty equal to Hell Scythe, with Hell's Chain seeing modern success on Stamina Bits. It also comes with the 560 Ratchet, which is one of the best ratchets in the game, giving the blade using it better stamina and defense. High Taper is like Taper, but a bit more aggressive with less stamina. It's an interesting choice, mainly used by Taper fans who want to try something new or use it as a secondary bit. It's definitely not a bad bit to have with a solid attack type blade. Night Lance is an anti-attack defense type blade that hits pretty hard to the point where it actually sees most of its success in attack type combos, with bits like flat or low flat. When not used in attack type combos, it does well paired with the ball bit, but with so many blades fighting to use the ball bit, you're better off using Night Lance in attack combinations. Which is great because this Night Lance combo comes with the 360 Ratchet and low flat bit. The 360 Ratchet is a great all-rounder low height ratchet to have, popular in attack and stamina combos, but it can be used in pretty much anything. It's definitely a must-have part, even if 560 is more popular. And finally, the low flat bit, which is one of the faster attack type bits in the game, allowing the blade using it to hit really hard, which makes it a great inclusion with Night Lance. Overall, you get quite a few great parts in this set, with parts like 560, 360, and low flat still being in their competitive prime. At number 2, we have the Dran deck set. Released in November of 2024, the Dran deck set is the newest deck set to be released as of the making of this video. This set comes with Dran Sword 480 Disc Ball, Dran Dagger 960 Low Flat, Dran Buster 370 Needle, and an exclusive golden white string launcher. Dran Sword is always a solid blade to have, especially when brand new. Mint Dran Sword blades are when the blade is at its peak power. Unfortunately, it does lose some steam when it gets worn down, which is why if you're a fan of Dran Sword, having multiples is a good idea. 480 isn't really a ratchet you want to use unless you have to. The tall height and the design of the 4 points isn't a great combo for burst resistance. Disc Ball is a bit with some great stamina but poor burst resistance, so you should be careful when using it. Dran Dagger 960 Low Flat is a strong combo right out of the box, probably the strongest combo out of the box out of any of the deck sets. Dran Dagger was already solid, however this release of Dran Dagger is actually heavier than the original, giving it essentially a second win, with more people being interested in Dran Dagger than they have been in months. 960 is arguably one of the best ratchets in the game, giving the blade that uses it better stamina and burst resistance. It's a great ratchet to use with any type of combo. You can be sure that most decks in a tournament will be using this ratchet. 960 doesn't have many releases, so it's good that it's in this. And to cap off this combo, we have the low flat bit, which is one of the fastest bits in the game, making it deadly in attack combos. The Dran Buster blade is a top tier attack type blade in the running for top 5 best attack type blades in Beyblade X. It's a heavy, oddly shaped blade that specializes in having a singular point that hits really hard and does well at it. The 370 Ratchet is a solid 70 height ratchet to have as a baseline, and Needle is an okay defense type bit that can help the blade using it tank heavy hits, but it has been outclassed by the likes of Hexa. And like a cherry on top of an ice cream sundae, we get a string launcher. This deck set is the only deck set to come with a launcher, which gives it some points in my eyes. While the combos are kind of weird, Drawn Buster, 960, and Low Flat are all current top tier parts. Plus the new Drawn Dagger mold has given it a second wave of interest. Though at the end of the day this is more of a collector's set, so don't worry if it's too hard to find, which I don't think that's the case if you're outside of Japan. And at number 1 we get the Drawn Dagger deck set. In this set we get Drawn Dagger 460 Rush, Knight Shield 580 Taper, and Shark Edge 380 Flat. Drawn Dagger is a solid right spin attack type blade that specializes in a barrage style of attack to get as many hits in as possible. While it isn't in its prime anymore, it's still fairly capable in attack type combos and has past success in tournaments. The 460 Ratchet isn't the best due to its large protrusions making it more likely to burst, but it's not so bad to completely avoid. The rush bit that comes with Drawn Dagger is considered by many to be the best attack type bit in the game. It has higher than average stamina compared to your typical attack type bits, and can get onto the rail easier than most bits in the game, which is a deadly combo to have. This part is an absolute must-have and even worth having multiples of. Knight Shield 580 Taper is actually a pretty strong mobile defense type combo right out of the box. 580 is one of the better 80 height ratchets to have because the 5-sided design gives the Beyblade better defense and stamina, and the taper bit is one of the best aggressive bits in the game with above average aggression and stamina. Shark Edge is a great addition in this set because it's originally a prize Beyblade in a random booster. Shark Edge is an extremely hard-hitting attack type blade that has stayed in the upper echelon of attack types since its release over a year ago, and it's always a great addition to have. The 380 ratchet it comes with may not be the most optimal ratchet for Shark Edge since it usually does better on the 60 height, but 380 isn't a bad ratchet to have, especially if you want to use the 80 height. The flat bit is the baseline attack type bit in Beyblade X. With its speed and ability to extreme dash fairly easily, it's a must-have in your Beyblade X arsenal. This deck set is stacked. The blades are strong, the ratchets are solid, and the bits are all must-haves, making the Drawn Dagger deck set number 1 on this list. And there you have it, the top 5 best deck sets in Beyblade X. Honestly, it was pretty tricky making this list because aside from the Phoenix Rudder deck set, I found all of these deck sets to be must-haves for beginners, or have a lot of use for competitive bladers. In fact, this list is probably the least confident list I have made. I already have swapped the positions around a few times, but I had to lock it in so I can get this video out. So at the very least, I hope you benefited from my reviews of all the deck sets. Well, this has been your Canadian Beyblade boy ZB. If you liked the video, hit the like button, or don't, I'm not the boss of you, but be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updated whenever I upload. Until next time, see ya!